Mac, I consider you smart.
Okay, sure.
Enough. Smart enough.
I did pretty well in the SATs.
Resourceful more than anything else.
I'm a good problem solver.
I saw on social media, and maybe this has been going around for a while. This is the first time I have seen this question.
Okay.
You might have already stumbled into it. You might already have a complete theorem ready for me to go.
All right.
I saw it on the Patriots social media. They asked the players this. I will now ask you this.
All right.
What color is a mirror?
What color is a mirror? So mirrors can be any color because mirrors are just reflective, right?
Right.
I'd say the primary color of a mirror is silver-ish.
You gonna go silver?
Yeah, I'd say silver-ish, or like a faded silver, because if it was true silver, you wouldn't really be able to see. But it's definitely silver-ish. Like if you're off to the side of a mirror, it looks, and you're not really seeing reflection.
Yes.
It has a tinge of silver to it.
So how many crayons deep into a box of Crayolas do you think we would have to get for us to then get to mirror as that really soft off silver color?
But it's also like a dark silver. It's like a cobalt.
You're saying dark now. You just said soft a second ago.
No, I know.
No.
It's like a tinge. So give me like a cobalt with white. So it's still a form of gray and silver, but it's darker than gray. Yeah, it's in that spectrum.
You think like 164 bucks, or do we have to go like 200 to get to mirror?
You should send an email to Crayola and come out with the. You know what? You have Photoshop, right? This might be good for the original Billy D to take a photo of a mirror, bring it into Photoshop. Obviously not.
Oh, and then see what color it pops up as.
See what color it comes up as.
See, this is why I ask you, because you're a problem solver. You're resourceful.
Yeah.
Whereas I was just sitting back going, one of the players said green, and that makes sense to me now. I don't know. That's the thing. Every color that they said, I stepped back and then said, maybe it is blue. I don't know.
No, for sure not. It has to be in that spectrum somewhere between gray and silver.
Comment down below. What color is a mirror?
One goo, three, yeah! Goo. Jaws 3. Goo. King of Queens. Goo. Meryl Streep. Entertainment.
I'm Goo.
And I'm Mac.
And we are the Mac and Goo program.
Is that how you table tennis?
I'm going to ask you this, because you are someone who was very good at not sports. So sports, but they weren't real sports.
Sports
I'm
adjacent.
Not saying it's not a real sport. Sports adjacent. Thank you.
I'm good at mini games. I'm good at shit.
Mini games.
Like
yes.
Table tennis.
You were good at table tennis, right?
No, I'm
not.
What? It's stunning to me.
Okay.
Stunning to me that I am not good at table tennis, because to your point,
you just blew my mind, because
I'm really good at stupid shit.
Knowing
like this.
you as a child,
yeah,
you were good at like kickball and shit.
Yeah, everything that's around sports that one might argue is a sport occasionally. I'm good at that stuff.
Like, I don't know how good
tennis,
you were.
I'm not.
I don't know how good you were at pool, but I bet you were great at bumper pool.
I do love bumper pool. I'm better at real tennis than I am at table tennis.
What's your grunt like?
Ah!
Ooh, that's too much.
My father, fantastic at table tennis, which of course we call ping pong.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, my dad, like me, is usually pretty good at dumb shit like table tennis.
The next time you guys play, are you going to call him Marty Supreme? You can have that one.
We talk about this all the time. We grew up with a couple people that were very good at wiffle ball, which I think also operates in the table tennis arena. My dad, I've never beaten my dad at wiffle ball. I probably wouldn't now. Yeah, but he was in that. I would say I wasn't the most elite at wiffle ball. I was a tier below, because I would always lose to Renzi. Grizz was also very good. But I could compete. I could compete with them. I just would never really beat them.
I only beat Renzi once in my life.
Yeah, you should have a banner for that. I'm going to make you a banner for that.
But to be fair, though, like, I didn't learn how to really pitch until the summer where I had no job, and then I threw out my shoulder.
And also playing on his driveway was not fair because
he had a driveway where it ramped up, so you really had to work on that riser.
If you could throw a riser, you were going to win on that driveway, home field advantage every time. So
exactly, and he threw a wicked riser.
And you probably, I mean, I don't know how many times I played him. You probably played him 10 times more than I did.
Yep, almost every day.
Yeah,
and he beat me every time.
Yeah,
it's the definition of insanity.
I think especially our age group and younger.
Yeah.
We all grew up with someone who was like the A1 in wiffle ball. And everyone knows exactly and remembers that kid forever.
I wasn't good at anything as a kid, though. Like, really thinking about it, I don't think I won at anything.
You were good at jackass-oriented stuff.
I was really good at jackass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and my friends didn't like that because
jackass
I would then jackass other people, and they'd be like, I don't want to jackass right now.
How do we turn jackass into a sport and get it on the Ocho?
I mean, I think, oh, by the way, I'm psyched about Johnny Knoxville Fear Factor. I saw a promo for that because what I like about it is that if any of the contestants are like, fuck you, I'm not going to eat this scorpion, you wouldn't do it. Knoxville's like, I already swallowed it whole. What are you talking about? I ate it 3 minutes ago while you were talking.
It's a great, Fear Factor, I think, peaked and is never going to get as good as it was in 2000 with Joe Rogan. But if it has any chance of being really good, Knoxville is a great.
They all live in the house together now.
Wait, it's a house?
I think there's a Fear Factor house.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, you know what I would do? Set up that giant hand. When you open the door and the hand slaps you.
The soup.
The soup bit. This is great Marty Supreme talk. The soup bit of Wee Man walking through. Just thinking like, oh, I got soup, whatever. And they fucking smash him with the hand in the soup. Yes.
Peak.
All right.
Peak.
Marty Supreme, Mac.
Marty Supreme, Goo. In many circles, people are calling this the movie of the year. It has a chance to win Best Picture. Its lead actor, Tim Chalamet, may win Best Actor. Goo and I are finally talking about it a couple weeks after it's come out. And to be fair, it's not like it's made $200 million. So
it
people
has
are slowly seeing this.
Made good money.
It has. It's
but
going to
also,
set A24 records.
So it has not reached what I think the peak of its popularity is going to be, probably for a month or so. Once we get into the thick of award season, this will be talked about, watched by everybody. Like, I think this is the one that everybody will be able to dive into without it being too artsy, too crass, too boring.
It's a bit crass.
It gets crass on occasion, but it's not like the substance is what I'm saying, though.
Sure.
But I think this is one that the general public can jump into and not be bored by.
No, that's fair. And I mean, now that we've come to know and love the Safdie brothers, especially Josh Safdie here.
Yeah.
What separates their movies is the pacing, the heartbeat of the movies. It's frantic, it's fast, it's quick, and that's unnerving and anxious for some people. But I think it makes these movies, even if you don't like the subject matter, it's easier to digest.
But this one only has, I thought, a minor anxiety to it. Whereas, let's put it up against Uncut Gems. That one was an edge of your seat. You constantly felt like something terrible was about to happen. And just when they give you the carrot of something being great, they say, no, that's actually shit wrapped in orange. You're eating shit now.
So, yes and no. I feel like thematically and beat for beat, this is a lot like Uncut Gems. There's a little more downtime in this, and Uncut Gems has maybe more bad people, but I don't know. There's a lot of bad people in here.
No, but I think the characters in this and the portrayals of the characters and the softer speaking characters makes it a lot more palatable.
Sure. I see what you're saying.
So with Uncut Gems, a lot of the complaints was not just the anxiety or the unease that the movie made. People were like, well, there's too much yelling. That's how people talk in real life. People yell.
It's true. It's very true.
You ever go to a Sunday dinner?
Sorry, yeah. I almost coughed there. Marty Supreme is up to $58 million worldwide. It is now in its third week. In its first week, during that limited release week and the holiday week, just before Christmas and leading up to Christmas, it did make $11.5 million. It made $30 million in its second week. And this is all domestic, by the way. It's only made like $2 million internationally. So this is U.S. audience.
Oh, I'm curious how this would do, because ping pong is a more popular sport in other countries. Like, would this movie do well in other countries?
I think this would be a hard movie because of its frantic pace.
Frantic dialogue, too.
Yeah. To translate into other languages. Goo, this is a rated R epic drama and sport movie, subgenre of period drama. It is a period piece, and it has a runtime of 149 minutes. There's also some talks here of it being in the conversation for best sports movie ever.
Yeah.
And I think that's warranted.
I think it's warranted. And if you want to say, like, well, how do the sport scenes stack up against other sports scenes? I think the table tennis scenes in this movie are dynamite. I think that they're shot really well, and you're really pulled into, because you don't know with these scenes of, like, how good is Marty Supreme? Like, is he going to win these?
Right.
So you are pulled into trying to figure out which character is going to win these table tennis matches. I look at non-sexy tennis movie from last year.
Challengers.
I hated the tennis scenes in that movie.
Sure.
I look at Smashing Machine from this year. I hated the mixed martial arts scenes in that movie. I thought that dragged it down and made it real fucking boring.
I didn't agree.
That did not happen in this movie.
Goo, I think the way I would describe this movie to try and sell it to someone, if they liked Uncut Gems, if they didn't, I'm not sure they're going to like this movie either. But if they liked Uncut Gems, I would say this movie is Uncut Gems plus Rocky. The threads from Rocky that make it an underdog, quasi-real, believable, story is injected into Uncut Gems, and then you get Marty Supreme.
But
I don't love Rocky.
You say underdog, but if you ask Marty if he's an underdog, what's the answer?
Yeah, so it's not a perfect comparison, but I think it's pulling a lot of thematically from Rocky, and the audience perceives him as the underdog, so that's really where it's coming.
Up until he starts to play table tennis, I'm curious if he actually can play table tennis, or if this is all just in his mind.
You're right about that, and that's credit to Chalamet.
But then once he starts doing Globetrotters, I'm like, fuck, he should just do this.
Goo, on Roddy T's right now, 94% from the critics, 83% from the audience. On Metacritic, an 89. One of the best Metacritic scores of the year. Obviously, the Roddy T's scores are very high as well. This is written and directed by the aforementioned Josh Safdie, sans Benny Safdie. Benny Safdie did The Smashing Machine. They split apart this year.
He's also going to be acting in The Odyssey.
Benny is. Yeah.
Yes, Benny. That's what I'm saying.
So Benny's the one we've seen on camera a few times.
Oppenheimer.
Josh stays behind the camera.
Happy Gilmore, too.
And we know the Safdies from Good Time 2017, Uncut Gems 2019, Good Time's the Robert Pattinson one. That's still not enough people have seen.
Yeah.
They also did a movie that I think I'm going to watch this week called Heaven Knows What from 2014 or 15, which was their real first big screen take, and I think it has good reviews, so I'm sure I'll like it.
Good Time is so good too.
Upcoming is another Sandler movie, the Untitled Sandler and Safdie Brothers project, so I'm intrigued by that.
Is it both brothers or just one brother?
Both.
Oh, they're both back.
They're back.
Are they directing together, or is one going to direct one act? No, I'm being serious. Like, what if one is like, I'd rather just act in this?
Yeah, I think they're both writing directing.
Okay.
Goo, I think it is a good place to start with this conversation to compare it and maybe contrast it to Good Time and Uncut Gems.
Okay, but I also want to, with this, like, let's have this be the final conversation of comparing it to the other ones. Because I think this stands on its own of, you don't need to see the other two. You don't need to like the other two to enjoy this.
I don't agree with that. So, Good Time 2017, 91%, 82%. An 80 Metacritic score. So a little bit lower than this movie scores-wise. I do think Marty Supreme's a little bit better, but scores-wise, they're all roughly in the same range. And that is, again, similarly beat for beat, but definitely a darker film with more bad people than in Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme's like a lighter version of that. Uncut Gems, Goo, 2019, 91% again, 52% from the audience, but a 93 on Metacritic. So a higher score from the critics, lower score from the audience. And that's really confusing for me, because to me, Uncut Gems, now that I've sat on Marty Supreme for over a week now, I really like Marty Supreme. I borderline love it. I think Uncut Gems is like unquestionably above this movie. For
Right.
me. Maybe I'm in the minority there, but I just feel like Uncut Gems, especially with its final 20 minutes compared to the final 20 minutes in this movie, is just clearly above
I don't think this movie has the knockout punch that Uncut Gems has.
Nice Rocky thing there.
But I do believe that this movie has better pacing to it, and there's more of a likability, not only for the lead character, but the other characters that are with him.
To me, and I briefly discussed this in News Dump last week, or whatever the fuck we were talking about last week. It's already out of my brain, goo. Timothée Chalamet is the betting favorite for Best Actor coming into award season for this movie. And I think completely justified. He's incredible in this movie. Adam Sandler didn't even garner a nomination.
Stop judging him against Adam Sandler. It's a different year.
I'm not judging him against Adam Sandler. I'm saying it's preposterous. No, I didn't. I'm saying it's preposterous that Adam Sandler didn't get recognized for what he did.
I agree with you.
And Goo, to your point, you're saying Chalamet's more likable. I think Sandler's character is more likable in Uncut Gems than Chalamet is this.
I don't think he is.
I hate Marty Mauser. I hate him. I hate him. I think he also does more bad things.
Sandler's character too.
He does more bad things in this than Sandler does in Uncut Gems.
That's debatable.
I don't know about that.
They're both pretty bad.
I don't know about that.
They're both pretty bad.
I don't know about that. So I just want to make a point that if you saw this and love this movie, I think you're going to love Uncut Gems.
Okay, so let's say this. Let's say let's say both Supreme and Sandler are bad people in it.
Mm-hmm.
The girlfriend in this, not the girlfriend, but the girl in this, I think is more likable than anyone in any of the other two movies.
Oh, she is fantastic.
Yes.
Actually, both love interests in this are very good. Clearly worse people in this than Julia Fox is in Uncut Gems, though. Julia Fox is a better person.
Weekend? The Weekend?
She's doing her job, bro.
The Weekend?
She's doing her job.
I don't know about that's not why.
Also a writer on this movie and past Safdie projects, Ronald Bronstein, Uncut Gems, Good Time, Heaven Knows What. He obviously knows what the hell he's doing as well. I think it's important to mention here, Goo, which we don't often, especially here at the top. The score in this movie is by Daniel Lopatin.
Mm-hmm.
He is known as OPN in the music world. He's an electric music producer, also from Boston.
Hell yeah!
He's also done the scores on Uncut Gems and Good Time. And pace for pace,
he sets an atmosphere.
The scores are also very similar in these three movies.
Sets an atmosphere, and I think the frantic acting of Chalamet in this, directing and the pacing of it all just works so well. And not to knock one thing down to build up another. I watched the finale of Stranger Things the night before this.
Mm-hmm.
I then watched this, and I'm like, this is light years ahead of what I watched last night. The instant gravitational pull that this movie has from the opening scene of Marty selling shoes. You are just gripped right into it.
Yeah, it does a great job.
It
really does a great job. Synopsis of Marty Supreme. Marty Mauser, a young man with a dream no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. Now, this is really interesting to think about because everything that happens in this movie, a bit like the prior two Safdie brothers movies we just mentioned, it's really self-inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like outside factors. So the hell and back part is just because our main character puts himself through that. Contextually, things are pretty good. Really not that bad. But in his mental, and on a personal level, they go through hell and back.
If he wasn't an asshole, the support system that he has around him is actually really, really good.
And I think they're really onto something here because I've loved all three of these movies we're talking about here. There's something inherently interesting and fun to watch a character basically with a mental health issue go through it when they don't need to. You know, they're forcing themselves because of whatever is wrong with them. I think it just makes for a fun movie, a really entertaining movie.
Yeah.
Goo, this movie stars Timothée Chalamet as Marty Mauser. Your hand is raised.
Yeah, I'm going to say very quickly about Chalamet in this movie is that he has, from tip to tail, he is the heartbeat of this movie. He is in every scene. He is carrying what is happening on the screen, it is not unlike, say, Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, Ray Liotta in Goodfellas. I'm not sure if it's quite at that level.
Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems.
Look, we need to stop comparing it to Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. We both love that movie. I have it roughly 40 hot dogs. So if this is a little bit lower and it's still an A, I'm not saying this movie sucks.
I agree with you.
But I don't need to keep bringing this movie down because Sandler didn't get nominated.
Hashtag justice for Sandler. That's it.
You just started that?
Yes.
I've been doing that for 6 years, brother.
Goo. So Chalamet is Marty Mauser. Gwyneth Paltrow's Kay Stone, one of the two love interests in here.
She's really good in it.
She's really good.
She's really, really good.
Really, really good. And she's asked to do some more subdued stuff in a pretty fantastical movie. And
she feels so empty in this. She just really feels so empty. It's really wonderful.
Does. She's perfect at playing that over-the-hill starlet who's trying to get it back. It's a great
Slash
character.
knows that it's gone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Odessa A'zion. I don't know how to say her last name. She's kind of been popping up now recently this last year or two as Rachel Meisler. This is Marty's childhood friend and second love interest. Goo, this is not to take anything away from Chalamet. I think she's the best performance in this movie. I think she's incredible.
When they reintroduce her, that's when the movie kicks into a whole new gear.
Yeah. The movie is at its best when she's on screen with Chalamet. Kevin O'Leary as Milton Rockwell. That's right.
He was good.
Shark Tank's own Kevin O'Leary. I'm sure he's drawing upon real life experiences. He fits in, dude. He can act.
Chalamet should have pitched those orange ping pong balls to him.
You're right.
I'll give you $1 million at 35%.
Tyler Okonma, a.k.a. Tyler the Creator, as Wally. This is Marty's, I guess for lack of a better term, best friend. He's the one with the taxi. Abel Ferrara is Ezra Mishkin. This is the mobster old dude with the dog that we see halfway through the movie. And then Fran Drescher as Rebecca Mauser. She's Marty's mother. She's great, too.
My former queen.
And then we have some supporting characters and some what's the word when someone pops up?
Cameos?
Cameo. That's the word, Goo. Luke Manley as Dion Galanis. This is the bigger fellow who lives with his parents that's helping Marty out with the ping pong balls. Yeah. He's so good, and he's not an actor. This is his first real thing.
He might be a Plemonade boy.
Yeah, he's very good. Emery Cohen as Ira Misler. That's Rachel's husband. We see him in a couple scenes. He's good at being a son of a bitch. That's what he is.
But also, is he?
Yeah. You're right.
Good.
Once you learn more about Rachel.
Good work.
Larry Ratzel-Sloman as Murray Normkin. This is Marty's uncle and the shoe shop owner.
As soon as his name popped up on the screen, his actual name popped up, I'm like, I know that I'm in for something good when someone's nickname is Ratzo.
Ralph Colucci as Lloyd. This is the other shoe salesman. He's perfect.
Yeah.
He's perfectly cast. He's so good. Gezra Rohrig as Bella Kletsky. This is Marty's best table tennis friend, a little bit older, a little bit more wiser, gives him advice. Koto Kawaguchi is Koto Endo. This is the Japanese table tennis player that we see in basically the second half of the movie. Pico Iyer is Ram Sethi. He's the head of the International Table Tennis Association, a famous author.
Oh.
I don't think he's really an actor either.
What has he written? Anything I'd know?
No,
Maniac
I
McGee?
don't read books. George
Jerry
Gervin,
Spinelli.
the Iceman as Lawrence, the table tennis club owner. This was good too.
Yeah.
This one I didn't even know until afterwards. There was some familiarity to this guy's face. Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller fame plays Hoff. This is the farmer that we see that ends up with the dog. Unbelievable job.
That's him?
Yes, that's Penn Jillette. He's terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying in this. Isaac Mizrahi as Merle. That's Kay's publicist. Fred Heckinger is the stage actor with Kay. And then Levon Hawk, Maya's brother, Uma Thurman, and Ethan Hawke's son, plays Christian, one of the men who rip off Marty and Wally.
All right.
So basically, this movie is set in 1952 New York City, Lower East Side. Marty is a shoe salesman that is not content with his life, and he has this dream of becoming a champion table tennis player because he thinks it's going to bring him great fame and fortune because the U.S. hasn't really had a seat at the table table tennis. See what I'm doing there? He also, as part of this, he's like branding himself. He's trying to create a new table tennis ball, an orange one, because you can see it better, that will bear his name and sort of a Jordan branding per se, but in the table tennis
Right,
world.
and knowing now that there are orange table tennis balls, I'm like, is this where he makes his fortune?
And it's also interesting to see, like, someone as driven as Marty is, who is stuck as a shoe salesman in the Lower East Side. You know, that dynamic is always fun and interesting. Someone trying to get up and out and seek fame. So that's really what the driving force of this movie is.
All right, so let's get to the question that I asked you a month and a half ago. I said, let's put a pin in it. We'll get back to it in January. We have it here. The question on the table right now, table tennis, ping pong, Marty Supreme versus Forrest Gump.
I have to think ultimately in like a best of 5 or best of 3, whatever they play, Gump probably wins out. I think Gump is able to it's like easy for Gump.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like the effortless, nonchalant, blank face of Gump playing with no emotion would not only be the better player, but it would wear down Supreme, who would then get wound up because Gump isn't showing anything. And this might be done in 2 sets, if that's how it works.
I think Marty could win a game, a couple matches, but I think on the grand scheme of things, I think Gump wins out.
Okay, here we go.
Marty.
First time meeting, Gump sweeps. Then once Supreme knows what Gump is about, Gump still wins, but Supreme hangs in.
See, it's like a Rocky movie.
I do think that Gump, just because he doesn't know any better, he would be the champ.
I think
Comment down below, Gump or Supreme. We need interaction. We need to grow this.
Gotta figure out how to make money off.
This is how we do it. We need to every episode, whatever the topic is, whatever the movie is, like name a movie.
Any movie?
Name any movie.
Inception.
All right. Leonardo's Cobb character versus time-traveling Forrest Gump. Who you got below? Even though I don't think Cobb travels in time, correct?
I think you could have just gone with, is it spinning still at the end? Is it real or not?
Oh, you know what we could do? Who's the better dream weaver? Leonardo DiCaprio or Freddy Krueger? Or Forrest Gump?
Dream weaver.
Who sings that song?
Me through
The night.
I don't know who sings that.
Or that guy. Who's the better Dreamweaver? Those 4. That's our Mount Rushmore of Dreamweavers right there. Leonardo DiCaprio, Freddy Krueger, Forrest Gump, and the guy that sings that song.
I'll let you know right now as you start the nonagon.
Because Forrest Gump runs through the jungle. I saw that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
That song is sung by Gary Wright.
Oh.
Gary Wright. How about that? Came out
and we were
December
both Gary
75.
wrong about that.
Oh, hey-oh.
Ooh, comment down below, right or wrong. Max, shall we start the nonagon?
Let's do it.
All right. First off is fun factor. I had a blast.
Yeah, to me it's twofold, right? As I've just spoke about, I think it's just inherently fun placing someone that motivated in that setting, and a character like this is always going to be fun. Secondly, I really enjoyed the table tennis scenes. It was fun seeing that competition.
Yeah.
You know, that back and forth brought that sports movie element into it, and I thought that was a lot of fun too.
They didn't take away they didn't rip the pacing away. Mm-hmm. I thought the pacing had issues. I'm not trying to knock down, but I thought the pacing with the sports action scenes and the smashing machine took away from the human element. The back and forth of Blunt and The Rock, I wanted more of that. I thought this movie interweaved it and it just ripped right through. Like I wasn't like, let's wrap this up so we can get to more Supreme. It was just a part of it.
I get what you're saying there. Just a note on the smashing machine. I felt like some of that is intentional, so that you're like, you ramp up for the sports scenes and then you sit and wallow in the personal.
And
scenes.
then you also see that he's just a machine that's does the same thing over and over again. I get it, but it's just I want to be entertained.
I get it. I understand.
All right. Satisfactor, once again, while it did not have the mind-blowing end that an Uncut Gems had, I think the Satisfactor of this ending, it's something different, and it's something that you're not hoping for the whole movie, but you're kind of waiting for that shoe to drop, a shoe salesman, if you will. You're waiting for that shoe to drop, and then it finally happens at the end.
This is my main issue with this movie, is you are wanting Marty to make the change that the audience is striving for, or that a normal, regular person
that his family is striving for.
And you want it to come, but when it happens...
Like he did in the first scene. Am I right?
It's only because he's achieved or wanted, like, it's still selfish, and it's not satisfying at all,
but
at least to me.
I also question if we don't have that penultimate scene, does him, and we'll talk about it more in spoilers, but does he still get to that point if we don't have the scene before? Maybe. I personally believe there's a better ending to this movie than what we got. I'm okay with what happened. All right, get out your fucking typewriter. Go ahead, write something better. Mike, whatever your last name is.
It was incredibly predictable what happens in Tokyo, and then we get this really like too tied up of an ending for a movie that is not at all like that.
You say
and
that
bothers me. But
hear me out. If they ever made a sequel, obviously they're not gonna, Marty Supreme, if you will.
Oh.
You guys can use that if you want, Safdies. If they ever made a sequel, you don't know if he just goes back to being the exact same person.
I don't. I honestly, where this movie, and maybe it had a chance at $40, and maybe it was trending that way, where it didn't nosedive. I just think it shot itself in the foot a little bit the final 20 to 30 minutes. It just stumbled a little bit down the stretch. And I think where and we have talked about it, and this is the last time I'm going to talk about it. I think, like you mentioned, this is where Uncut Gems gets taken up a notch. Roughly the same to that point, the final 20, and then Uncut Gems goes
I'm never going to forget the end of Uncut Gems.
Oh.
I'm never going to forget it.
Yes.
As someone who regularly hits dozen-leg parlays, I'm never going to forget about it. Oh, they had to win the opening tip. What? It's a part of your parlay? Let's see here. Oh, by the way, when they go to wrap up the trilogy, Marty Supreme.
No, or maybe you do that. Second one, you go Marty Supreme.
No, I like Marty Supreme better.
No, but then you can use the Supreme.
Comment down below, guys. Marty Supreme, Marty Supreme.
Because you can leave the Supreme part open for the third one.
Yeah, but then the third one, you're not going to call it.
Oh,
you're not going to call it Marty.
Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme. Comment down below. Marty Supreme or Marty Supreme. You know what? Hearing them both out, not sure if I love either.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
I don't see a fourth, so we don't have to think about that.
It's only going to be a trilogy.
No, it only needs to be 3.
That culminates in him playing Gulp.
Until fucking Disney buys it and they're like, we're making it into a quadrilogy and everything else. Boreometer, none. I had 0 bore.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't really. I did check my phone once in the third act to see how much time we had left. I wasn't really bored. I was more curious as how much story we had left. So, no, I don't think there's really any bore here.
Waterworld, is this better or worse than the 1995 classic Waterworld?
Get that corn out of my face.
Halloween, will this wane over time? I saw it 3 or 4 days ago, so that's a big window. I'm at the same.
I think I'm down 1 dog from when I initially saw it, but I think I'm at its floor where I'm at, and it's still tremendous. Still I have it as one of the 4 best movies of the year.
Max Credit Union.
I think because she's in it too much to make Plemonade, I think I have to give credit to Odessa A'zion. I know I'm not saying that correctly, as Rachel Meisler. To me, the movie is kicked up when she's on the screen. I think the movie's at its best, at its most fun, at its most interesting when her and Marty are together. So credit to her.
When life gives you Plemons, you squeeze that sumbitch. That's Jesse Plemons. You grab him and you squeeze until you get just a little bit extra out of him. And The film gets a little bit better because of what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Who stepped into this movie for a small amount of time, and you're like, man, that was great.
I think there's two options here. One, you've mentioned already, Luke Manley as his friend Dion, the big fella that lives with his parents. When he's on screen, it's great. I also think Penn Jillette as Hoff is
really
downright
good,
terrifying, and on a different level. They both make Plemonade.
So I want to throw a name at you, not really for what she did on the screen, but for her phone calls at the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Fran Drescher.
She's good. She's really good.
But the phone calls at the beginning are hilarious.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Trying to trick them.
Pants Tent City, Excite Bike Mania. What got you going in this movie? And I think the ping pong is really the big exciting point. Like, I don't think it had that mind-blowing moment that some other movies have. Yeah. But the consistency of this is really, really good. Whereas, like, even the ping pong stuff where I think that might be like the height of excitement, it's not that much higher than just the height that we have the whole movie.
Yeah, I think the only thing that may qualify for a pants tent moment is that second time they go to the farm. It's the only thing that gets close to it, but it is lacking that major pants tent. And so in combination with me being a little dissatisfied with the conclusion and it not quite having a major pants tent, that's sort of where I'm feeling about the movie.
For those of you tardy to the Mac and Goo party, I rate, not only me, but Mac also rates everything on a 40 hot dog rating system. And Mac, I thought the pacing, score, Chalamet, the high floor throughout this entire movie where we don't get these crazy peaks, but the entire thing is just consistently good. The ping pong scenes, I thought, did not take away from the storytelling. Like, it wasn't a distraction. It really played into it. Some of the side characters, while they might have veered a little bit off, it definitely added to the weird sensibility that Marty had. Also, I love the lines delivered by Chalamet where he would get really inside baseball about ping pong, about table tennis when speaking to someone who had no idea what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah.
And he'd have to pull back and then dumb it down.
Right.
I really, really liked those scenes. You only got like 3 or 4 of those, but I really liked that every single time. You did also, I like that turn at the end. I even like, it wasn't a huge turn, but when he's reintroduced to the second love interest, what he does in a protection way for her, it was really nice. It was a nice step forward. It wasn't anything big, and it did show that he cared, that he was able to care. It wasn't just about him. There was something with her that he couldn't verbalize, but it was there in him.
It is an interesting dynamic where he tends to only care about the two loved ones when they're like in distress.
Yes.
Normal times he uses them just to as tools, basically.
Yes. Also, his friend and the father, I thought the dynamic between those three were really, really fun.
Yeah.
I thought that he had this big money-making scheme ready to go with the orange ping pong balls, and it just turns out to be nothing.
Yeah, it's just really an aside to the whole thing.
But I have it at 38. Like, I have it I could be talked up. Like, I think this.
So where does that fall on 2025?
I was going to say, I think you could argue this as the best movie of the year. Okay. Is it my favorite movie of the year? No. I think that Friendship and Superman are my 2 favorite movies of the year. But if you're going to go to me and say, hey, what's the best movie of the year? I'm not going to tell you it's Friendship. I'm not going to tell you it's Superman. I'm probably going to say this or One Battle After Another. But I would take this a smidge over that.
Interesting.
I think the pacing in this, I think that has higher highs, but this has the higher consistent floor.
Oh, I don't agree. Especially once the second act begins in One Battle After Another, this is paced tremendously. That's even better. At least in my head.
Disagree.
Goo, I think this is an absolute tour de force for Timothée Chalamet. To your point, it is somewhat like Oppenheimer, where Cillian Murphy's on screen for 100% of it as Chalamet is here. And I think if Chalamet wins Best Actor, I'm not going to be upset about it as much as I love Leo in One Battle After Another. It's a shame one of those two has to lose. secondary characters in this movie that are bouncing off Marty and how Marty has a different relationship with all of them. Although ultimately he's still a weasel, Marty the Weasel, who's weaseling his way and using people and just really trying to better himself. He doesn't really care about anyone. Those characters are all casted and acted tremendously. They did a great job there. Ultimately, this movie is like what you want out of a potential Best Picture winner, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to just be super artsy. I want to have fun.
You're going to be entertained.
I want to be entertained.
Yes.
I want to be moved emotionally a little bit. I don't want it to just be like this, low pace, the writing's magnificent. This movie's fun. At its core, if nothing else, it's fun.
And it's quick. It's
because
snappy.
of the performance, because of the pacing. Yes.
Yes.
So I think we should, cherish movies like this.
We should champion movies like this.
Yes. So even if I don't think it's the best movie of the year, I think what this movie does and what it's striving to do is what most movies should do. Goo, I have it, I think, I'm right on the border of 37 and 38 hot dogs. To me, one battle after another.
The name is stupid. They should have called it something else. I'm with you on that.
The best movie of the year, and it's in a tier by itself. I then have 28 years later, Friendship, Marty Supreme, and Sinners that are kind of floating right
Sinners is
below
also
that
great,
movie.
by the way. I'm not meaning to leave that out of the conversation.
And now I think the conversation for me is becoming whether I like this more than Sinners or not. They're kind of both in that same range at the 4 or 5. I think I like 28 years later more, and I think I like Friendship more. Both of those I have at 38. So I think this might be 37, tied with Sinners. One of the 4 or 5 best movies of the year, and I know you and I love Friendship. It's not for everyone. So if you take that out of there, it's one of the 3 or 4 best movies of the year. I just don't think it is as good as One Battle After Another. And that's not a bad thing, since I think that's one of or maybe the best movie of the last 5 years. So it's great. It's great. It's going to win awards. It's going to win a lot of awards. And I think everyone should see it. I don't think it's the best movie made by the Safdie brothers, and I don't think it's the best movie of the year.
No, look, I still prefer Uncut Gems.
Same.
And I might take this as a movie over Good Time, but I think Good Time is more eye-opening of a performance.
Good Time moved me more emotionally. Yes. This movie's definitely more fun.
Right.
So, I mean, I think I like this a little bit more than Good Time. But yeah, I'm not going to put down Good Time either.
And I think what this movie also did, because going into it, I was like, it's kind of a down year for movies. Not down per se, but like the consistency.
It's been a pretty good year.
No, but this really pushed it to no, this is pretty great. This is a pretty great year, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I think the second tier of movies this year are great. You mentioned Superman. Fantastic Four is up there for me.
Well, also, no, so we didn't like Sinners as much as everyone else, but the fact
that movie.
The fact that people got just looking outside of our realm of movies, but looking at One Battle After Another, Sinners, Weapons, and Marty Supreme, that's a good 4 for a lot of people.
You know what? This and Sinners are pretty similar in that.
Did I say Sinners earlier?
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry. We love Sinners. We didn't love Weapons.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of people loved Weapons.
Yeah, no, that's
true.
So
looking at those 4, that's a solid 4 to push forward.
Marty Supreme and Sinners, even though drastically different movies, are my feeling towards them are pretty similar in that thematically, everything is there for smash success. The performances are great. You have this period piece that's fun. It's just story-wise, something was a little bit missing. And
I'm more on that for Sinners than I am for this. I think, and not to get into Sinners, but
for Sinners, I didn't love it.
Oh, really?
I didn't love it. So it just makes it not that rewatchable for me. It didn't hurt my first feeling. That movie's tremendous. I'm curious what a rewatch of this movie will feel like.
Shall we get to spoilers?
So, I mean, you start the movie with a literal bang, right?
Yeah.
Marty.
Seaman. You see Seaman.
Marty bangs Rachel in the back of the shoe store, and then he robs the shoe store. That all happens in the first 5 or 8 minutes of the movie, and that sets in motion what happens in this movie. Marty constantly trying to scheme and weasel, and nothing goes his way. So he has to constantly come up with a second scheme.
So unlike Uncut Gems, where I felt like like the demise of Sandler's character was always right around the corner, I felt like Supreme, every single time that he either got something or didn't, I'm like, oh, he'll figure out another way.
Right. Yeah. No, it did seem like there was a little less on the line because he's younger and he still had kind of a safe place to fall back on. Obviously, you get to him in the Ritz in London. This is where he meets Kay, seduces Kay. She comes into the mix, and she's a great addition to the movie. He ends up losing in that tournament, right, which sets forth what his scheme is for the rest of the movie. So now he's offered this job that he thinks is below him, but was actually a great opportunity, which plays in at the end. You get that, montage of him touring with the Globetrotters. And when that's over, that's really when this movie becomes Marty Supreme.
Oh, Tracy McGrady's in this, right?
Yeah, I think it's
hell yeah.
McGrady and Kemba on the Globetrotters there.
But Baron Davis is not in this.
When that tour finishes and he comes back to New York, his uncle has him, quote unquote, arrested, right? Then he gets away. Rachel helps him. We see Rachel's pregnant. And you're like, we saw the semen at the beginning. That's definitely Marty's baby.
Well, first off, when they showed the semen at the beginning, you knew that she was going to be pregnant.
For sure.
You don't show semen for no reason. That's a rhyme. Put it on the DVD cover.
And why I'm coming away with loving Rachel more than Marty or anyone else in this movie is because they do such a good job turning her into a sympathetic character until she's not.
Until you're like, oh, she's also kind of a weasel too.
Yeah, she's also a piece of shit. And these two are meant for each other.
Yes. So the stuff with her just trying to keep up with Marty, you're like, okay, she's trying to, fit in with him almost.
Yeah.
But then when she takes it the step further, you're like, oh, that's not good.
We've gone too far.
You shouldn't have given yourself a black eye.
One thing of note here, because I was curious in the theater, the $1,500 fine he received from the ITTA is equivalent to about $18,347 in today's money. I was curious what that might.
But he was pissed about the sponge racket. I get it.
We get to the moment where that bathtub collapses to the floor and crushes.
That was the scene. I texted you when it happened.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of being lulled into these conversations. I'm not saying they were boring, but like it's the conversations of how are we going to make money. And they did tell him, don't take a shower. And when it falls out, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
So the other thing, as much as his character was fun for a plot device, I didn't love this gangster character either. He just sort of existed to be a bad guy. But
he was also there because it's just an extra thing of this is how we can get some money.
Right. So he ends up ignoring his request to take him to the vet. Him and Wally go hustling. The dog escapes into the farm.
Oh, you know what? Pants 10 City, I love that hustle scene. That hustle scene.
That was very good.
Yes.
And with the tall fuck in the bowling alley. Yeah, that was great.
I love that hustling scene.
This, to me, my two favorite scenes involved Rachel's black eye. She comes to Marty with this picture-perfect black eye, and Marty, which I didn't think he had it in him, goes and almost kills Ira with a table tennis trophy, like knocks him unconscious, demolishes his face, and you're like, whoa, that's fucking wild. They go now then and stay with Dion, the big boy, and they end up stealing Dion's father. They go to the farm. They get shot at by Penn. Dion throws them out. And then when we're back at Dion's house, this is where Marty learns Rachel faked her black eye. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, because they did a great job of showing her husband as someone that could do this.
Yeah. And it turns out he's just a normal guy trying to make his marriage work.
Yeah.
And then we get Marty again abandoning Rachel, this time for maybe an appropriate reason. He goes, bangs Kay again, then steals her jewelry, which I liked. I really liked that scene too. He learns it's costume jewelry, so then he's going to ingratiate himself back in with Kay and back in with her husband. But she can't help him out now. She gets the poor review, and then he's dealing with Kevin O'Leary again. And
he gets ponged in the ass.
Such a demeaning scene. So demeaning to have to bend over and get paddled on the ass with a fuck you. But he weases his way back into Tokyo. But before then, Marty and Rachel try to con that gangster guy with the dog. Yeah. Rachel gets taken, and then Marty gets taken. So they have to go back to that farm, and this is where that shootout happens. Rachel gets shot, and you're like, this is where I checked my phone, because I wasn't sure how we were going to proceed from here. I was pretty intrigued. I'm like, oh, fuck, they actually shot the pregnant girl. He rushes her back to the hospital and fucking leaves. This is where I was like, man, like, I really fucking hate this guy. Like, in Uncut Gems, I never got to that moment with Howard. I never fully hated him. He wasn't a bad guy, but I never fully hated him.
But I never liked him.
When he left pregnant Rachel, bullet hole in her at the hospital, I was like, I really don't
So here's
like
the difference is that Howard you never really like. At points in this movie, you like Marty.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you enjoy what's going on screen. I don't know if I ever like him. I'm not sure. And maybe people calling this the best movie of the year love this character more than I do.
Yes.
That might be the difference, honestly. He goes back to Tokyo, or goes to Tokyo, finds out, regardless of what happens that day, he's not going to be able to enter the World Championship. He still goes along with losing in front of the Japanese crowd. But then once he realizes that Kevin O'Leary is going to make him kiss a fucking pig, he has a conniption and basically, breaks. It would be like if a pro wrestler was like, hey, this isn't real. Let's wrestle for real.
Yeah.
And they play for real. Marty wins. Marty wins, lets out this emotional response. He finally achieves what he wanted to do, even though he's not going to win a world championship or get any compensation.
More money. He's actually getting less money by doing this.
Not going to get any compensation whatsoever. He has finally achieved, I guess, maybe his goal, but not really. And so that's where it's like, all right, his priorities have changed. He comes back to the hospital. You see him confess his love to Rachel, and then he sees his newborn, starts bawling, crying. I'm like, all right. They wrap it up in a nice little bow. It makes sense for someone that's a first-time father dealing with feelings they were not dealing with this whole movie. I just didn't love it for the movie. That's all.
I think after an entire movie of not being very responsible, now holding the thing that not only you're so responsible for, but so yes, he's so happy that he's holding the baby, but it's also him kind of knowing that what he has done in the past is completely over. This is something new, and he's going to be a shoe salesman now.
Yeah, I think that's the way the movie wants it to be tied up as. To me, the character they built for the first 2 hours and 30 minutes, or 2 hours and 20 minutes, would come back, maybe do the hospital, and then bounce again. I don't think he's going to be a good dad. I don't think he's going to stay with Rachel. I think it's him in a moment of weakness.
Okay, so look,
not having anything else to go back to.
I can pitch
has to grab on to Rachel.
I can pitch you Marty Supreme right now. Is that you open up, and because of what he did in Japan in front of the soldiers, he is now an international hero.
Yes. Because
he went ahead and went against what they wanted him to do with the Japanese, who were still, at the beginning of the movie, the travel ban just ended. So the relation between America and Japan was very, very poor. So to go against what they wanted him to do and lose on purpose to the Japanese and say, no, I'm going to beat the Japanese champion, he now becomes a hero, a national hero. Well, he could be international too, but more specifically, national hero. And table tennis does take off a little bit more, and he's a semi-absentee father, but he is giving money back. Yeah, there's Marty Supreme.
To me, that's what should happen with Marty Supreme, is he's just destined to be this tragic character, and he's never going to be the family guy.
Or hear me out, Marty Supreme, shoe salesman of the year.
I think that's more fitting, and it bothered me a little bit, and it's still bothering me. And Goo, I found out yesterday, I think a big influence on that is while making this movie, Josh Safdie became a father. And I think it may have
You think they changed it because of that?
I think it may have changed how he felt about the character and how he really wanted this character's journey to go. I think it's going to be better for a lot of people. Like the common theater goer, I think will prefer it tied up with a nice, neat little bow. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why people didn't love Uncut Gems, is because that was fantastical and they wanted a happy ending.
I'm definitely a lot less of a piece of shit now because of my son. Yeah. I'll say that. So I think...
It makes sense.
Look, holding your child for the first time, it fucking changes you.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think it would change Marty Supreme.
I wasn't as much of a piece of shit as... Well, in certain aspects, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't. No, I was kind of a weasel. Was I like Marty Supreme? Was I Marty Supreme?
No, because you weren't good at anything.
I wasn't good at anything. You fucking sucked and you were an asshole. Now I just fucking suck.
Let's get into MacSack.
And MacSack could be anything. It could be a boat. Mac, we need to get our polls out. Nice. We need to get our polls out for the 6 remaining
We're
months.
get our dripping hogs out.
For the 6 remaining months that need to be voted on.
Yes. Yeah.
For
so a big part of this.
Yes.
The 2025 year has come to a conclusion. 2025 movies are all out, and Mac and Goo, for, I don't know, 6 years running now, 7 years running, have done movie auction drafts, right?
Yeah.
So Goo, and for the folks at home, they're learning of this for the first time. The 2025 auction draft is the most hotly contested
neck
competition we've had ever. 3 of us have a chance to win this. Me, you, and Keith are all within 10 points of each other. And so these bonus points from Movies of the Month, voted on by you guys, the listeners, are going to matter and decide who wins the 2025 movie auction draft. We have July, August, September, October, November, December polls that will be coming out this week.
Okay, so I listed out to you pretty much 6 to 8 movies for each month. You have highlighted the movies that you believe should be in there for the polls. We have done up through June. Let's go to July. The ones that you have highlighted for July that I believe we will use: Superman, Jurassic World Rebirth, Fantastic Four First Steps, and Eddington?
Yeah. Eddington has been a divisive movie, but some people are still calling it one of the best movies.
Okay, because I think Together also picked up pretty good steam.
Not nearly as much as Eddington.
Okay, and I know what you did last summer was exactly what I wanted.
It's definitely not going to be Smurfs and Happy Gilmore too.
Smurfs fucking sucks. Just like me at everything. August, Caught Stealing, Freakier Friday, Weapons, and then you go The Bad Guys 2 or The Naked Gun. I think both of those deserve to be in. And this is me having
not over those other 3.
This is me having no knowledge of what movies I have. I have Freakier Friday. I actually know that. The Bad Guys 2 is a solid sequel, made good money. The Naked Gun made over $100 million as a comedy.
So put The Naked Gun in there.
So why do you think that Caught Stealing should be in over either of those?
It's on a lot of year-end lists, very much like Eddington. Some people who have it in the top 5 of the year.
I love Freakier Friday. All right, we'll go The Naked Gun.
And Freakier Friday, to me, and I think you and I would agree on this, it's better than The Naked Gun and made as much money.
No, Naked Gun's better.
Not the way you reviewed it.
No. So The Naked Gun I have higher on my year-end list.
Not the way you talked about them.
That doesn't matter the way I talk about things.
So take Freakier Friday off then.
I'm not taking Freakier Friday off. I need to win this. I just recognize that I don't
think it's
going to
be Weapons. I don't know. I don't think Weapons even got drafted. I don't think anyone had it.
September, one battle after another. The Conjuring Last Rites. Downton Abbey, the grand finale.
Which I hadn't even heard of, but you drafted it, and it did okay.
So then we go, so what is The Long Walk?
The Long Walk's that movie that people were talking about watching on treadmills and stuff. That had a little bit of a blip, and a lot of people liked it. Or you can go with the Demon Slayer movie that made a lot of money.
Kimetsu no Yabu, Infinity Castle.
Yeah, which
that made a lot of money.
It did make a lot of money.
I'll put Demon Slayer on there.
Okay, works for me.
Because I like the idea of us putting movies on that we didn't draft.
Yeah.
Just because, like, if it's not the best movie of the month, you shouldn't get points.
I agree.
The other possibilities there would be Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, Hem, and Gabby's Dollhouse, one of Mac's highlights of the year.
Yeah, I loved that one.
Also in August, I really liked Nobody 2. But
I didn't really like it. I thought it was fine.
Fine sometimes is better than bad.
It's, in every instance, better than bad.
Do you have a dictionary, bro? October. The Smashing Machine, Roofman, Black Phone 2, Tron Aris, or Begonia.
So this one was a tough one because I think Begonia has done pretty well, but no one's really seen it. It's done well critics and audience numbers. Tron Ares made a lot of money, but I thought it fucking sucked.
Oh, you saw it.
Yeah.
And you love Tron.
Roofman was pretty good, made decent amount of money.
A lot of people have seen Roofman too.
Yeah, and Black Phone 2 also made a lot of money. Good Boy, disappointing. Good Fortune, everyone hates.
I like Good Fortune. I don't hate it.
And I don't think anyone saw that Springsteen movie, so that's not in run. So you can choose between Begonia and Tron
people are
Ares.
liking Begonia.
Yeah, I'm okay with it being on there, and I don't think anyone loved Tron Ares. So
November, Zootopia, Wicked, 4, good, Predator, Badlands, and you're gonna go with Hamnet, but People loved Frankenstein.
I think critics loved Frankenstein. Every person I've talked to that's watched Frankenstein, and because it's on Netflix, it's more than you would think, is confused by Frankenstein. So I also have seen it,
but
I thought it kind of stunk.
Are they aroused, though? That's kind of all that matters. Even if you're confused, if you're aroused, it works.
And Hamnet is also getting some year-end buzz. What's her face might win Best
I would
Actress.
almost take that off for Wake Up Dead Man. And I haven't even seen it, but that at least has
Neither of us have seen it, and I have a Ryan Johnson thing. That's not getting on there.
Also, I haven't seen it yet, but I like the plot of Eternity.
I have seen Eternity, and so that was my fourth until you brought
I'll put
up
it
Hamnet.
on there. I don't want Hamnet.
Eternity's good. Hamnet maybe should be on there.
Hamnet's a stupid name, though. Call it something else.
I agree with that.
That sounds like you're trying to catch pigs. December. Avatar, Fire and Ash, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants. As someone who has seen that, Mac, it's not great.
That's a Davey draft pick right there.
Oh, throw one to Davey. It's also not going to win. The Housemaid and Marty Supreme. Yeah, the other three movies that might go there, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I have not seen. It did not get reviewed well. Anaconda, I do plan on seeing, but people fucking hate it.
I am about halfway through. I am not enjoying it at all.
You're not enjoying it. You have to finish it, though.
Yeah, I was very hopeful, and I have not enjoyed it.
Have you seen Song Sung Blue yet?
No, I don't think I'm ever going to watch that
That
movie.
does seem like it's a movie for you, though.
No, I don't like Neil Diamond.
Touching me.
Have Renji watch that and then get back to us.
Yeah, but I like Saving Silverman, though. It's similar. They're a Neil Diamond cover band.
Yeah, there you go.
I like when the raccoon attacks Steve Zahn.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm 5 years late to the game. Now 6, I guess, technically. I have watched White Lotus Season 1.
Yeah.
Steve Zahn's amazing in that.
Steve Zahn's always amazing.
He's so
Steve
good
Zahn,
at that.
we need to make a list of just when actors pop up on the screen and you're just going to smile just because you're happy to see them.
Also, I'll say this. I'm glad I didn't watch it week to week live. I thought the finale of White Lotus Season 1 was pretty underwhelming. The season was great. I loved the characters. Finale?
My cousin always laughs at me when I tell him that I don't plan on watching a show, but I'm happy that certain people are getting work. And he's like, why? I'm like, well, I want to see...
perfect example.
Yeah, I want to see Tim Meadows on a sitcom. I don't want to watch the sitcom, but I'm happy he's on the sitcom.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm happy that Schmidt got 8 seasons of The Neighborhood. I'm never going to watch it, but it's like it's like being a major league player and having 10 great seasons on one team, and then you get paid a lot for the final the final 7 or 8 years where you're not quite at the prime of what you were, but you're still serviceable, but you're almost getting the back pay for how good you were in the first.
It's an issue with most baseball contracts, specifically baseball too, is they're paying for past performance, and they're never going to achieve that level again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think GMs these last couple of years are getting wise to that. We've seen it this offseason, too.
I've seen so many commercials for The Neighborhood, and every time I thought I was being punked. Punked by Johnny Knoxville.
Punked, starring Ashton Kutcher. You see that new show he's coming out, or he's in the new Ryan Murphy show. That's basically The Substance, but with more stuff.
Wait, what?
Ashton Kutcher is starring in the new Ryan Murphy show coming out this month or next month. That essentially is The Substance with more world building.
Did you see, wasn't it a Ryan Murphy show, the one with Kim Kardashian?
Yeah, that was American Horror Story, wasn't it?
No, there was like a recent one where she was a lawyer or something.
Oh, I saw her butt, but I didn't.
Yeah, she was wearing a dress where you could see the whale tail. Like, if that's what we get from the show, is that whale tails are back, it's not bad.
Yeah.
We lived in a golden era of whale tails.
Yeah, sure did.
Low-rise jeans and whale tails.
The best. Bring it back.
Bring it back. If Mac and Goo can do one thing in the decade of podcasting, bring back the whale tail.
If we could bring back the whale tail, geez, they'll talk about us forever.
Oh, my God. It's like going on, you're out at sea, and then a humpback goes over, and you see its tail popping out of the water.
You almost break your neck when you see a whale tail these days. You do such a double take. Like, did I just see a whale tail?
How often do you see that?
That's what I'm saying. Often, you almost never see it.
How did they die? A whale tail walked by.
All-time
and their
great
neck snapped.
whale tail, and it was featured in the episode. It was Kaylee Cuoco, 8 Simple Rules.
Oh, my God. And John Ritter was having a conniption, if you will.
Conniption, for sure.
It's like, oh, my, let's go cover that up. Oh, that first season of 8 Simple Rules was wonderful.
It was good.
It was good. It was good family fun and whale tales. Put that on the DVD cover. All right. Where can you find us?
You can find us on X and Instagram at Mac and Goo Podcast. Every other platform, we are Mac & Goo. Mac Shift 7 Goo. That includes Facebook, Stitcher, TuneIn, CastBox, Breaker, Google Play, iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify, more importantly, Apple Podcasts. Get on there, rate, review, subscribe, 5 stars. If you do that in an alternate timeline, we'll get you a free T-shirt from Watertown Sportswear.
If you live in the Upside Down, or no, you don't live in the Upside Down. That's just a portal. If you live in Dimension X with Krang, we'll get you a T-shirt.
WatertownSportswear.com, expert screen printing and embroidery.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
tpublic.com merch. Check us out at the end of the week. I would like to do a news dump because I want to talk about the X-Men teaser because it got me going. Out of the 3 teasers that we've gotten so far, and we're going to get a leak of the 4th by that time too.
I've already seen it.
Okay, I'll see it right after this then. The X-Men one, Cyclops tearing off the glasses. I'm like, okay, I'm in because also we're dealing with Daddy Avengers now.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that Cyclops, his son, is most likely involved. His son is a time traveler who might have messed up what Doom likes.
No, I think we're going to be dealing with Rachel Summers, his daughter.
I think it's going to be son.
Is what I've gathered.
So,
I've
okay.
done some research on it.
I think it's going to be Cable. Comment down below. Comment down below.
The latest one, Goo, the 4th one.
Who is it, Doom?
No. So maybe there's going to be a 5th one. It features Shuri, M'Baku, Namor, and The Thing.
Do they all have kids?
So this might be the first one with no kids. Yeah, you're right.
All right. So join us at the end of the week. We'll Pluribus. We got to do Pluribus soon. I got to watch Pluribus soon, though.
We'll do Pluribus next week then.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll see. Tuesdays are Goose Days. I abuse kangaroos. Tim Burton. You have to say bye.
I usually think, don't I do it after I abuse kangaroos?
No. Oh, no. Did I not say abuse kangaroos?
Yeah, I think.
I said Tuesdays are abused. Tuesdays are abuse days. Tuesdays are. Fuck. You ruined the end of the show.
Bye.
You say bye after Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Please flip the cassette over to side B to continue the adventure.
Now it's time for girls jumping on trampolines.